Hello class. So today we'll do the color wheel. The color wheel is made up of 12 colors, and we'll start first by drawing a large circle in the center of our paper. You can draw it freehand, or if you have a template of some kind, like a plastic lid or a plate, you may use that. Something like this, or if you just want to draw it freehand, that's fine too. Since I have this, I will use this. I will go around twice to make it a little darker. All right, now since I have 12 sections, I need to divide up my paper into 12 equal sections. Now it doesn't have to be perfect, just do the best that you can. I will try to find the center and draw a dot. Then I will draw freehand a horizontal line through the center. Then a vertical line going from top to bottom. Then in each of these 4 sections, I need 3 equal sections because I need 12 sections for my color wheel. So I will make indication marks here, little hash marks, estimating about 3 equal sections. So if I make 2 marks here and 2 marks here, 2 marks here and 2 marks here, that should give me 3 sections within each area. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just estimating. Then after I've made my 2 marks within each section, I will now draw a straight line from the outside to the center. If you want to use a ruler, you can use a ruler for this. It's your choice. All right, so now I have 12 sections in my color wheel. I'm going to start with my primary colors first: red, yellow, and blue. So I will go ahead and start by labeling very lightly up here R for red. And I'm labeling it lightly because eventually I'm going to fill this with color and I don't want to see the letters in here. Okay, so lightly I'm writing R for red, and then I'm going to skip 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th section I will write a Y for yellow. So between my red and my yellow, there are 3 extra spaces. Now from yellow, I'm again going to skip 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th space, I'm going to write B for blue. So now I have 3 spaces in between here, 3 spaces in between here, and 3 spaces in between here. So my red, yellow, and blue are placed in the right position with 3 spaces in between each color. These are my 3 primary colors. Next, I'm going to label my secondary colors. When I mix my primary colors with each other, I get a secondary color. So let's start with the first one. When I mix red and yellow, I get what color, which goes in this spot. When I mix red and yellow, I get orange. I will put an O for orange. Now when I mix yellow and blue, what do I get right here in the center? When I mix yellow and blue, I get green. So I will put a G here for green. Next, when I mix blue and red, what do I get here? When I mix blue and red, I get purple or violet. I will put a P for purple. All right, so let's go ahead and start to fill in our color wheel, starting with the primaries. I have yellow, red, and blue. And I am using oil pastels today. You can use crayon or colored pencils, whatever you have, you can use. So let's start with the red. With my red oil pastel, I will fill in the section labeled R for red. Now the challenge of this is to use only the 3 primary colors to mix all 12 colors of the color wheel. So we will try this, okay? I will try to fill it in fully with no white spaces, okay? Do your best to fill it in as much as you can. It will be a little easier if you use oil pastels or crayons because they will blend together easily when you start mixing your colors. But if you don't have that, then just use whatever you have. All right, red is done. Next, I will move on to my yellow, which is my other primary color. Now my yellow is a little bit dirty, so I'm going to wipe it with a tissue to get off some of the other colors. There, now it's clean. And I will fill this in with yellow. It's labeled Y for yellow. Try to fill in all the white spaces as best as you can. I'm looking for nice, flat color. All right, that is my yellow. Next, I will move on to blue, which is labeled B over here for blue. All right, so now I'm done with my 3 primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. Next, I will fill in my secondary colors, which are orange, green, and purple. Now, using only my 3 primary colors, I'm going to mix orange. So first, I will color it in yellow. So you want to start with the lightest color first, and yellow is lighter than red. So I will fill this in with yellow first. And then I will add some red to it because I want to make orange, and yellow plus red equals orange. So on top of the yellow, I will add some red. Putting it in lightly, not too heavy, because I don't want a solid red. I want an orange. The red is a strong color, and I don't want to make it too reddish. Now I can go back in and add more yellow to make it a little bit more orangey. You can go back and forth from red to orange, red to yellow, red to yellow, yellow to red to make it orangey. And since this is an oil pastel, they are oily, so they mix and blend together well. Colored pencil will be more tricky to blend together, but do your best. If it's not blending well together with a colored pencil, then you can find an orange colored pencil and fill this in orange. Otherwise, I'd like you to try to mix it together. Mix the yellow and the red together to get you an orange. All right, now I have orange. Next, I will work on my green. My green is a secondary color. When I mix yellow and blue, I get green. So once again, I'm going to start with my yellow. I want to start with the lightest color first, and yellow is lighter than blue. So I will lay down my yellow first. And then on top of the yellow, I will add some blue. Now the blue is very dark, so with a light hand, not pressing too heavily, I will go ahead and add some blue on top of the yellow. If I press too hard with the blue, it's going to get too dark too quickly, and I want a middle green. I don't want it to be too dark. So I'm pressing very lightly with my blue oil pastel. Now I can see here that it's a little streaky and there's some lines. So I'll go back in with my yellow to blend the oil pastels a little bit more. Now, if you're using a magic marker, then the blending might be a little bit more challenging as well because your paper might start ripping. But do your best, okay? If you can't mix yellow and blue together to give you a green, then use a green marker. All right, it's a little streaky, so I'll go back in and lightly add a little bit more blue. This is a process of going back and forth and adding more color and blending and adding more color. All right, it's getting better as I'm blending more and more. All right, next, the next secondary color we'll work on is our purple or violet. So when you mix red and blue together, you will get purple. So I will lay down my red first. You can turn your paper. If it's easier to color it in, that's fine. And after I color it in with the red, I will go back in with a blue, and blue and red should get me a purple. I'll go back in with more red because I want to try to fill in all the white spaces. And go back in and add a little bit more blue. All right, now I have my purple. Now I'm going to work on the tertiary colors. So I have my 3 primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. And I have my 3 secondary colors, orange, green, and purple. Now I will work on my 6 tertiary colors. So when I mix red and orange, what do I get in this space here? When I mix red plus orange, I get a reddish orange. Okay, that's labeled R for red, O for red orange. RO, reddish orange. So I need to make a reddish orange. I need to make an orange that's a little bit more on the red side. So I will go ahead and first make orange. First, lay down my red, starting with my lightest color, and yellow is lighter than red, so I will put that down first. Then I will add some red. I'm going to go back and blend in a little bit more yellow so I can get rid of the red streaks. And then since it's a reddish orange, go back in and add a little bit more red. Because this is an orange, but it's more of a reddish orange because it's next to the red. There's my reddish orange. You can see it's in between the red and the orange. It's more reddish. Now, if I mix orange and yellow, what will I get in this spot? I will get something in between an orange and a yellow. I will get a yellowish orange. Over here we had a reddish orange. Now we will have a yellowish orange. So I will label that yellow orange, Y-O, for yellow orange. Again, I will start with my lightest color, which is yellow because the yellow is lighter than red. And I want to start with my lightest color first because it's always easier to go from light to dark than from dark to light, okay? So I will fill this in with yellow first. Then I will add a little bit of red. Remember, this is a yellowish orange, so it's going to be more on the yellow side. So I'm not going to put too much red in here. Just very lightly add a little bit of red. The red is a very strong color. If I put too much red, it's going to be too reddish and it's going to be a reddish orange, and I don't want a reddish orange. I want a yellowish orange because this is next to the yellow. So I'm pressing very lightly with my red. Then I will go back in and add more yellow to make it a yellowish orange. All the colors on this color wheel you can mix and make with just the 3 primary colors. All right, so this is my yellowish orange. And you can see the difference between this orange, and this orange. This one's lightest, medium, and darker. All right, now, when I mix yellow and green, what do I get here? When I mix yellow and green, I get a yellowish green. So I will lay down my yellow first. I will clean my crayon, my oil pastel, and I will start with yellow first. And then on top of that, I will lightly add some blue. Very lightly. The blue is a very strong color. If I add too much blue and press too hard, it's going to become too dark. And I'm looking for a light green or a yellowish green that has more yellow in it. Now I will go back and add more yellow to blend it in a little bit better and to make it more yellowish. All right, it's not perfect, but it's a yellowish green. Okay, next, if I mix blue and green, I should get what? I will get a bluish green. So I will label it BG, bluish green. So this is a green, but it's more on the blue side because it's next to blue. So again, I will start with my yellow. And then I will add some blue. That should give me a green. And then I will go back in and add a little bit more blue because it's a bluish green. There. Okay, so you can see here there's a difference between this green, and this green. This is the dark green, medium green, and then the light green. Okay, next, my next tertiary color, I will mix blue and purple. What should I get when I mix blue and purple? When I mix blue and purple, I will get a bluish purple. So BP, bluish purple. So I will start with my red first. I need to make purple first, and then I'm going to add more blue to make it a purplish, a bluish purple. Then I will add some blue. Try to fill in the white spaces as best as you can. And then I'm going back in with more blue because this is a bluish purple because it's next to the blue. Okay? All right, good. My last tertiary color belongs here. And so when I mix red and purple, what do I get? I get a reddish purple. So I will label it lightly, reddish purple, RP for reddish purple. I will start again with my red. And then I will add some blue. Now, since this is a reddish purple, it's more on the red side, so I don't want to be too heavy or too dark with the blue. This is going to be a purple that is more reddish. So very lightly, I will go in with my blue crayon or my blue oil pastel and fill it in, mixing the red and the blue together. Then I'm going to go back in with more red because this is a reddish purple, okay? Try to fill in all the white spaces as best as you can. All right, so that is my finished 12 color wheel. You can see here it starts with red, reddish orange, orange, yellow orange, yellow, yellow green, green, blue green, blue, blue purple, purple, red purple, and back to red. That's my 12 color wheel. There you go, and there you have it.